something along those lines.
Thomas 19064 said Gregg's roster is younger than Leo DiCaprio's.
Okay. So I did mention Brandon Vazquez from FC Cincinnati, and
that was uncalled for, Alexis. Hey, look, all right, there are a lot of jokes in here, and I didn't think he was going to follow up.
Anyway, I mean, look, it's difficult to let anything slide. Anyway, so Brandon Vazquez,
State Bird of Minnesota says Thomas is the bed bug.
So Brandon Vazquez agrees to a new long-term contract with FC Cincinnati through 2025 with a club option for 2026. Now, 15 goals, 4 assists. Brandon Vazquez has been incredible this year. So, speaking of teams that could surprise us in the playoffs, no, all right. It could be a surprise if they make the playoffs.
The word surprise is being used differently than I meant the prior.
Lucho Costa, I've completely turned this team around.
They're good. They're not bad,
dude.
I'm not laughing because of that. They just have too high of a hill to climb.
So but this news, so he's gonna be there a little bit longer.
So look at their form.
What's their form?
The last 5 matches, it's been draw, win, draw. If you want to keep going, loss, draw, win. Yeah, I mean,
it's not. Look,
their form is trash.
It's not the best. It's FC Cincinnati, but we got to give them a little bit of pride. They're
drawing.
They're drawing. Okay, they were living on the wooden spoon, bro.
Yeah, 100% chewing on that.
So, but no, the season that he's been having is super impressive, given how bad the team has been the last few years, especially within in MLS.
And I do want to give them credit because they've done it correctly. They haven't said, like, we need to go all in on a big name and do those all crazy stuff. It's like, hey, let's build.
Yeah.
Build your way back up.
Everybody was trying to get out. Remember we interviewed Frankie Amaya? When he was there, and it was just like, bro, it's a struggle, bro.
Yeah. And what was it, Locaida? What was the dude's name?
Locaida, yeah. I forgot where he was from.
He wouldn't even show up.
Even Brenner was saying that he wanted to leave early this season, and but no, they
stop with the pasta with the chili. I can't play. It's slowing me down.
Brandon Vazquez now at this point, I don't know if we had this conversation already on the show, but U.S. men's national team. Should he be at the World Cup? Is it already that impressive? Where you say maybe not the starter, but
you got to take the hot hand.
Jesus Ferreira and Brandon Vazquez. You happy with that?
If I found out there's not enough time before the World Cup to integrate a new striker, but your striker is. You need to have a hot hand if you're going to bring in a striker. You need to have a striker that's on one. I can't think of a striker that's more on one, maybe besides Balogun, who hasn't chosen the U.S. officially yet. Mm-hmm. Balogun had broke the record at Reims for reams of paper. He broke too many reams of paper, got fired from Staples. No, he broke the record at Reims for scoring in each of the first 3 matches. Hasn't happened since like the 60s in that club. But here's the thing. If I find out that they're like, all right, look, we're not going to take Pepe, but we'll take Brandon Vazquez in his place, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be. I'd be fine with that too.
He's not going to start.
I mean,
but if you bring this dude in the 80th, I got a feeling he's going to give you something.
It seems like the biggest.
It might be a bed bug, but he's going to give you something.
It might be the biggest.
PFOC is also.
PFOC. That's what I was literally just going to say. He's been scoring a bunch already at Union Berlin, and he seems to me he may not be the starter because right now it feels like Jesus Ferreira will probably be the starter,
right?
Because again, he is scoring a bunch.
He's also he's incredible. He's doing incredibly well. I forgot about also what's Yunus Musa up to?
Yunus Musa is at Valencia doing great. He's not a striker.
No, but what's he up to? I haven't followed up.
He's playing at Valencia. I think they won. I think they drew one game and won another.
Sargent is also coming into form, but I'm not sure that I would equate his success in the championship to success in the World Cup.
No, I wouldn't either. But there's really not.
I mean, can you try? All right, what I just said is kind of egregious.
I'm like, why?
We're also equating MLS success with Jesus Ferreira to World Cup success.
And
Brandon
I don't think
Vazquez.
it's necessarily the most important thing about what league you play in. Obviously, you want to play in the best possible league and also be scoring a bunch. But the form goes a long way. So you
want to be in good form. You want to be hot.
Bundesliga. I mean, Bayern just beats, I forgot what team, 7-0.
Right.
And
it's a waste.
And it's just, and everybody, as soon as people start seeing this,
they should just make the Bayern trophy and then the actual trophy for whoever comes in second.
So does Bayern dominating that much? Does that say that the league is poor?
No, because he's not playing for Bayern. He's not having he's not having a cakewalk.
Right. So that's why we can compare Bundesliga, Championship, MLS, and to me, it's. I mean, some people might be offended by this. To me, they're about the same level, all of them.
Christopher Appleby said, I want Greg to bring in everyone in September and just have to duel it out in soccer tennis. All right, that's crazy. But I do think, how big of a camp can you bring in September? Do you know?
It's
like a pre-World Cup camp. You can't have like 40 people.
No. There's the I forgot what it's called. The pre-roster of like what they cut down to, and that one's usually like 50 names, and then they cut it down to camp, which I think is like
23, right?
No, it's more than that. It's like 30, 32, something like that. And then from there,
26 is the final roster, says Justin Freeberg.
So they're probably gonna call like as far as camp, they're probably gonna. I would imagine like 35 players in or something along those lines.
Thomas 19064 said Greg's roster is younger than Leo DiCaprio's.
Good. Boom. You got one of these, bro. That's a good bit. That's a good joke.
That's a great joke.
Okay.
And the funny thing is you didn't repeat the word roster. You let us think about it.
Thank
you.
Great.
Very smart.
Well
Word
done.
economy.
All right. Kirby D said if Sargent keeps scoring, he has to be on that roster.
He has to be on the roster. I want to see Brendan Vazquez brought in as well. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe that's just too big of a leap for him.
It's just look.
It's all of a sudden now you're in the camp for the World Cup.
The problem
is a lot of stress.
This is the same thing that happens with the same thing happened with Joe Scally. I love Joe. Obviously, came from NYCFC. Killing him, Borussia Mönchengladbach. But when he is wearing a U.S. jersey, he got an opportunity and he got kind of cooked. It wasn't a good
Greg called
first
him
impression.
By name.
Right. So
it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. And nobody's expecting that, you get your first start and you absolutely crush it. I think he's just going to need more time. He's a young player.
Like you're saying, he's a young player, and the World Cup's going to be in the U.S. 2026.
Yeah, and I think there's a strong possibility there. But the U.S. men's national team fans, it's like, bro, they play in Europe. Why isn't our squad completely, consist of all European players? And it's like, no, that's not the best strategy.
Also, how you get to Europe is play well in the World Cup. There's going to be a lot of clubs crawling around MLS after this World Cup.
Justin Freeberg says Scally got cooked like a nice pizza, a little chart on the side.
Jesus. Now I'm hungry, dude.